Have you ever stopped to think that the door that didn't open might have been the greatest blessing in your life? I know it sounds strange to say this now, but what I'm going to reveal in this video will completely change the way you see the obstacles that have appeared in your path. If you are a Cancer or have Cancer in important positions in your birth chart, pay close attention, because the universe is working in your favor in a way you haven't yet realized. Right now, as you watch this video, cosmic forces are acting to protect you from situations that seem perfect on the surface, but which underneath hid traps that could destroy your emotional peace, your stability, and even your future. I'm going to show you the 9 signs that reveal when the universe is closing doors not to punish you, but to shield you from destructive energies, toxic people, and paths that would lead you away from your true purpose. And look, Cancer, you who are so sensitive and intuitive, you who feel everything with such intensity, urgently need to understand that not all rejection is about you not being good enough. Sometimes, and this will make perfect sense soon, the universe keeps you away from certain opportunities because it sees dangers that your kindness and your desire to care for others cannot perceive. You will discover why that job that didn't work out, that relationship that ended without explanation, that friendship that suddenly cooled, all of this may have been the universe putting up a protective shield around you. Because Cancer carries such a special light, such a profound capacity for love, that greater forces need to intervene to ensure that this light is not wasted on those who don't deserve it, is not extinguished by toxic environments, is not suffocated by situations that would only drain your vital energy. Stay until the end, because the 9th sign is the most powerful of all, and may be happening in your life right now. Sign 1, you feel an inexplicable discomfort in situations that seemed perfect. Cancer, have you ever had that strange experience where everything seemed ideal on paper, but something inside you screamed that it wasn't right? It might have been that job offer with a wonderful salary, but which left you with a tightness in your chest every time you thought about accepting it. Or that relationship where the person said all the right words, promised everything you ever dreamed of, but you felt empty inside, as if you were playing a role instead of living something real. This discomfort isn't paranoia, it isn't insecurity, it isn't you being too complicated or too demanding. This discomfort is the voice of the universe speaking through your extremely developed Cancerian intuition. What happens is that Cancer has a natural connection with subtle energies, with vibrations that other people can't even perceive. While other signs look at concrete facts, at what's written in the contract, at what was promised in words, you feel the truth that lies behind appearances. And when the universe wants to protect you from a dangerous situation, it activates your internal alarm system. It makes your stomach churn, your heart race, and you lose sleep even without understanding exactly why. Often you ignore these signs because the situation seems too good to refuse, because other people are telling you you're crazy to hesitate, because your rational mind is listing all the reasons why it would be perfect for you. But then you force it, you push that discomfort under the rug, you try to convince yourself that everything is fine, and you know what happens? Life starts putting obstacles in your way. Suddenly documents get lost, people stop responding, inexplicable complications arise that prevent things from moving forward. And you get frustrated, wondering why things are never easy for you, why it seems like the universe is against you. But the truth is exactly the opposite. The universe is closing that door with all its might because it knows that if you go through there, you will find suffering, betrayal, disappointment, or situations that will drain your emotional energy in a devastating way. So when you feel that inexplicable discomfort, instead of fighting it, stop and give thanks. Give thanks because your Cancerian sensitivity is functioning like a cosmic antenna, picking up frequencies of danger that your conscious mind hasn't yet fully processed. The universe isn't denying you anything. It's sparing you from paths that seem golden but hide sharp thorns. Did you know that there are people studying ways to manipulate you through social media right now? If that scares you, imagine what else you don't know. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to truly protect yourself. Now tell me, where are you watching from? Comment below with your city. I want to know where all the Cancerians who are noticing these signs from the universe are. And if this video is making sense to you, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because I bring content like this every week. Messages that will help you understand the paths the universe is opening and closing in your life. And if you want to support this work, you have the option of becoming a channel member. Your contribution helps keep these messages reaching you. Sign 2. People start to distance themselves for no apparent reason. Now pay attention to this second sign, because it hurts the Cancer heart deeply, but it's one of the greatest gifts the universe can give you. You realize that certain people are starting to drift away from your life without any fight, argument, or concrete reason. That friend who always sought you out suddenly becomes distant. That person who swore you were important disappears from your social media. That close family member starts making excuses not to see you. And you, with the giant heart of Cancer, who values every connection, who cherishes people like precious treasures, are tormented trying to understand what you did wrong. You review every conversation, every message, every encounter, desperately searching for that moment where you offended or hurt that person. You send messages asking if everything is okay. You try to arrange meetings that never happen. You strive to keep alive a connection that is clearly dying. But Cancerian, what you don't realize is that the universe is orchestrating this distancing to protect you from energies that are no longer compatible with your spiritual growth. These people may not be bad, they may not intend to harm you, but their vibrational frequency no longer matches yours. Perhaps they are trapped in patterns of negativity, gossip, and envy disguised as friendship. Perhaps they are draining your emotional energy without even realizing it, because Cancer has this tendency to absorb other people's problems and try to solve everything alone. Perhaps these people represent an older version of yourself, and the universe knows that if you remain attached to these past connections, you won't be able to evolve into who you need to become. What happens is that the universe can't simply brutally remove these people from your life, so it creates a natural distance. It causes schedules to no longer coincide, interests to become different, conversations that once flowed now feel forced and superficial. And this hurts. It hurts a lot for you who value loyalty and the continuity of bonds so much. But this distancing is creating energetic and emotional space for people truly aligned with you to enter your life. People who will truly value you, who will respect your sensitivity, who will reciprocate all the love you have to give. So when someone drifts away, instead of chasing after them trying to force a closeness that no longer exists, understand that the universe is saying that that connection has already fulfilled its purpose in your journey. Be grateful for the time you had together, wish that person well, and trust that something better is coming to fill that space. Sign 3. Plans you made so carefully fall apart at the last minute. This third sign is especially difficult for Cancer because you are a sign that plans everything with so much care, with so much dedication, putting your heart into every detail. You spend weeks or even months organizing something that is important to you. It could be a trip you've dreamed of taking, a house move you've planned down to the smallest detail, a professional project you've carefully structured, or even an event to bring together people you love. You dedicate yourself completely, you visualize how everything will be perfect, you put all your emotional energy into it. And then when everything is almost ready, when you can practically touch your dream, everything falls apart. Last-minute cancellations, unexpected financial problems, people who promised to help and disappeared, obstacles that appear out of nowhere and make everything you've built impossible. And your Cancer heart breaks because you weren't just planning an activity, you were creating memories, weaving dreams, building something that had deep emotional meaning for you. You cry, you rebel, you question why the universe allows you to work so hard and suffer so much only for nothing to work out in the end. But Cancerian, I need you to understand something fundamental about how the universe works in your favor. When a plan you made with such care crumbles at the last minute, it's not because you don't deserve it, it's not because you did something wrong, it's not because the universe is cruel. It's because something better is waiting for you in a different direction, or because that specific path contained dangers you couldn't see. I'll give you a real example that happens a lot to Cancerians. You plan a trip with a group of friends, organize everything, make reservations, get excited about the idea of creating beautiful memories with these people. But something goes wrong and the trip doesn't happen. You're devastated. Months later you discover that someone in that group had negative intentions towards you, or that something would happen during that trip that would deeply hurt you. The universe spared you from a situation that seemed good on the surface but held suffering underneath. Or perhaps you plan a move to a new house, fall in love with the place, imagine yourself living there. But at the last minute problems arise and you can't close the deal. You become desperate because you were sure that it was the perfect place. But then you discover that the neighborhood had serious problems, or that the house would have brought you immense expenses that would destroy your financial stability, or that in that environment you would have become isolated and depressed. The universe closed that door to guide you to a true home where you will flourish. So when your plans crumble, take a deep breath and trust. Trust that the universe is sparing you from situations that would compromise your peace, your emotional health, or your future. And most importantly, trust that something infinitely better is being prepared for you. Something that will surpass even the most beautiful dreams you had planned. Look, I know that accepting all of this I'm saying isn't easy, especially when you're in the midst of the pain of seeing something you loved being taken from you. But these signs are real and are happening right now in the lives of many Cancerians. If you want to continue receiving these messages that help you understand the universe's movements in your life, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And comment below where you're watching from. Let's create a chain of positive energy from Cancerians all over the world. If this content is touching your heart, and you feel you want to contribute so that more people receive these messages, consider becoming a channel member. Every bit of support makes a difference and allows me to continue bringing this type of content to you. Sign 4. You receive a no as an answer even though you are qualified. Cancer, the time has come to talk about one of the most frustrating signs the universe uses to protect you, and one that greatly affects your self-esteem and confidence. You prepare for something, you study, you get qualified, you do everything right, you know you have the competence, the ability, that you deserve that opportunity. It could be a job opening where you have all the required qualifications and even more. It could be approval for a project you presented flawlessly. It could be a proposal you made where you know you would add immense value. You go to that interview, to that meeting, to that presentation, and you give your best. You prepare emotionally, you control your natural sensitivity, you show all your competence, you shine. And then comes the answer, a no. Or worse, you don't even get an answer. They simply ignore you, leave you waiting, treat you as if you have no value at all. And that destroys you inside because you are absolutely certain that you were prepared, that you were the right person for that position, that you could do an excellent job. You start to question yourself, to doubt your abilities, to think that maybe you're not good enough, that maybe you'll never get the recognition you deserve. Your Cancerian mind starts creating stories about what you could have done differently, about how you should have presented yourself differently, about your flaws that are supposedly preventing your success. And this spiral of negative thoughts consumes you, makes you insecure, makes you want to give up on your dreams. But I need you to stop right now and listen to what I'm about to tell you, because this can completely change your life. When you receive a no, even when you're qualified, the universe is telling you that that place, that environment, that position wasn't worthy of you. It wasn't about you not being good enough, it was about that space not being good enough for you. Let me explain how this works in practice. That company that rejected you might have a toxic culture that would destroy your mental health. It might have abusive leadership that wouldn't respect your sensitivity. It might be on the verge of bankruptcy and you would only join to go through the trauma of a mass layoff. That rejected project might have dishonest partners who would tarnish your reputation. It might have hidden legal problems that would put you at risk. It might lead you in a direction that would distance you from your true purpose in life. The universe sees all of this. It sees the behind-the-scenes aspects you can't see. It sees the consequences you can't foresee. And because you are a Cancer, because you have an important mission in this life, because your pure heart and your ability to care for others are rare gifts, the universe protects you from these traps. It forcefully closes those doors so that you don't waste your talent, your energy, and your gifts in places that won't value you, that won't allow you to grow, that will only drain you until nothing is left. And more than that, every no you receive is redirecting you to the right yes, to the opportunity that was specifically designed for you, where you will be able to shine completely, where your qualities will be recognized and celebrated, where you will find the perfect environment to flourish. So the next time you receive a rejection, don't let it define your worth. You are no less capable, no less intelligent, no less deserving. You are simply being protected and redirected. Be grateful for the no. Wipe away your tears and keep walking because the right yes is closer than you think. Sign 5. You suddenly lose interest in something that previously excited you. This 5th sign is very subtle, and often you don't even realize it's the universe at work, because it seems like you're just changing your mind. But pay attention, Cancer, because when this happens very suddenly and intensely, the universe is involved. You were super excited about something. It could be a new hobby you started, a course you enrolled in, a goal you set, a personal project you were working on. You talked about it with a sparkle in your eyes, you dedicated time and energy to it, you were genuinely enthusiastic. And then out of nowhere you wake up one day and simply don't feel like continuing. It's not laziness, it's not a lack of discipline, it's a profound change in your interest, as if a flame has gone out inside you. You try to force it, you try to reconnect with that initial excitement, but the more you try, the heavier and more meaningless it seems. And you feel guilty, especially you, a Cancer who takes your commitment so seriously. You think you're being inconsistent, that you're wasting money or time you've invested, that people will judge you for not finishing what you started. But what's happening is that the universe is withdrawing energy from that, because it realized that path wouldn't lead you where you need to go. Maybe that hobby was consuming time you need to dedicate to something much more important that's coming into your life. Maybe that course didn't have the quality content it promised, and you only discovered that after investing months in it. Maybe that goal you set wasn't really yours, but something you absorbed from other people's expectations, and pursuing it would distance you from your true essence. Maybe that project would connect you with untrustworthy people, or lead you to a professional area where you would be unhappy. The universe, instead of letting you discover all this in a painful way, simply removes your interest, makes you lose the will, creates a discouragement that makes you stop before going too far down the wrong path. It's a gentle way of closing a door, without needing to create trauma or a great loss. He simply whispers in your ear through your intuition that it's no longer for you, that it's time to let go and move on. And here's an important truth, Cancerian. Not everything that glitters at first is gold, nor does every initial excitement indicate that it's the right path. Sometimes the universe allows you to start something precisely so you realize it's not what you want or need. And when it sees that you've understood the lesson, it removes the energy from it so you don't get stuck out of pride or fear of others' judgment. So the next time you feel that sudden disinterest in something that once excited you, don't force yourself to continue just out of stubbornness. Stop, reflect, be grateful for the learning that experience has brought you so far, and allow yourself to follow where your energy is calling you. The universe is opening space in your life for something that will generate true and lasting excitement, something that is aligned with your real purpose. Sign 6. Financial obstacles appear and prevent specific investments. Cancer, let's talk about a sign that really affects you because Cancer values security, especially financial security. You're saving money for a specific investment. It could be buying something you've wanted for a long time, taking a trip, investing in a business, lending money to someone, anything where you need to use a considerable amount. You plan, you save, you do the math, you organize yourself. And when the time comes to make that investment, suddenly unexpected expenses appear. The washing machine breaks down, the car needs urgent repairs, a medical expense arises, a family member needs financial help, an unexpected tax appears. And your money that was saved for that specific investment needs to be used to resolve these emergencies. You become desperate, frustrated, feeling like you'll never be able to achieve that plan, that the universe is sabotaging you. You wonder why these things always happen just when you're about to achieve something you want. But Cancer, look how interesting what's happening here is. The universe is using these financial emergencies to prevent you from making a mistake that would lead to even greater losses, and put you in a vulnerable situation. That product you were going to buy might have a serious defect that would only be discovered later, and you would spend even more trying to fix or replace it. That trip you plan might have serious problems that would turn your dream into a nightmare, or something might happen during the trip that would hurt you emotionally. That business you were going to invest in might be a scam disguised as an opportunity, and you would lose all your money. The person you were going to lend money to might have no intention of paying it back, and besides losing the money, you would lose the relationship. So the universe, instead of letting you make that financial mistake that would harm you much more than these emergencies that have arisen, creates situations that drain that money before you use it wrongly. It seems cruel, it seems unfair, but in reality it is a powerful protection. Because these emergencies that arose are real problems that needed to be solved, you didn't lose money for nothing. You invested in your security, your health, in maintaining what's important to you. But if you had made that original investment you planned, you would have lost the money and still been left with unresolved problems. And one more important thing, Cancerian, when the universe blocks one of your investments through financial obstacles, it's preparing you for a better opportunity that's coming. It's teaching you patience, not to act impulsively, to wait for the right timing. Because the universe knows you're emotional, that you make decisions with your heart, and that's not always good when it comes to money. Forces you to slow down, to reconsider, to look more carefully. And while you're resolving these emergencies, reorganizing your finances, the universe is weaving behind the scenes a much better opportunity, where your money will yield more, where you'll be able to realize your dream in an even more beautiful way than you imagined. So breathe, trust, and don't despair. This financial freeze is not permanent. It's just a redirection. Guys, I know how hard it is to trust when it seems like everything is going wrong, but the signs are all there. and the universe is truly protecting you. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Comment below where you're watching from. I want to know how many Cancerians are going through this right now. And if you feel you want to support this work, becoming a channel member is a way to ensure these messages continue to reach you and others who need to hear them. Sign 7. Your intuition is telling you not to do something, even if everyone says you should. Cancer, this 7th sign is perhaps the most important of all because it relates to your superpower. Intuition. You're facing a decision. It could be accepting a proposal, starting a relationship, closing a partnership, making a significant change. And everyone around you is telling you that you should do it, that it's an incredible opportunity, that you're crazy to refuse, that you'll regret letting it pass. People list all the logical and rational reasons why it makes sense. Your family, your friends, even people you respect and admire are all pushing you in the same direction. And you look at it, analyze the facts, and see that on the surface everything seems perfect. But inside you something is screaming. An inner voice is telling you not to do it. There's a tightness in your chest, a fear you can't rationally explain. And you feel torn because you don't want to disappoint people, you don't want to seem fearful or incapable of taking risks, you don't want to be seen as someone who lets opportunities pass you by. So you try to stifle that inner voice, you try to convince yourself that you're being too insecure. You force your mind to accept what everyone is saying. But with each passing day, that discomfort only increases, that anguish only grows, until you can no longer sleep properly, until you have no peace anymore. And then you realize that no matter how many people say you should do that, your intuition is screaming that you shouldn't. And do you know why, Cancerian? Because your intuition hasn't been contaminated by the interests of others. It's not being influenced by what seems good in theory. It doesn't care about what is socially acceptable or expected. Your intuition is directly connected to the universe. It captures information that your conscious mind doesn't process. It sees hidden truths that will only be revealed later. And when everyone is pushing you in one direction and your intuition is pulling you in another, you can be absolutely certain that the universe is trying to protect you from something serious. It could be that that opportunity is a very well-disguised trap, that person has ulterior motives they perfectly hide, that change would lead you down a path of suffering. The universe knows this and it activates your internal alarm system. It makes your intuition scream so loudly that you can't ignore it. And here's the test, Cancer, the test of your self-confidence. Will you listen to the crowd, or will you listen to your inner voice? Will you do what everyone expects, or will you honor what you feel? Because I guarantee you one thing. Every time you ignored your intuition to please others, to fit expectations, you regretted it later. And every time you had the courage to follow your intuition even against all opinions, even being called crazy, you saved yourself from terrible situations. So the next time your intuition screams at you not to do something, no matter how many people say otherwise, trust it, respect it, honor it. Because that's the most direct way the universe has to communicate with you, to guide you, to protect you. And tell those people firmly but lovingly that you appreciate their opinion, but that you need to follow what your heart is telling you. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your intuitive decisions, because no one but you will live with the consequences of those choices. Sign 8. You discover disturbing truths before committing too much. Now let's talk about a sign that is pure mercy from the universe, but which at the time seems like cruelty. You are involved in some situation. It could be getting closer to someone, entering into a partnership, committing to a project, deepening a relationship. You are not yet completely committed, you are still in that initial phase where things are developing, but you are already investing emotionally because you are a Cancer, and when you get involved, you really get involved. You are already creating expectations, already imagining a beautiful future, already putting your heart into it. And then, precisely at that moment, before you commit definitively, before you sign contracts or make irreversible promises, you discover something. It could be a lie the other person told, questionable behavior you witness, information about their past that they hid, an attitude that reveals their true character, a comment that shows values completely different from yours. And that shocks you, disappoints you, hurts you deeply because you were already emotionally invested. You had already placed that person or that situation on a pedestal. Your first impulse is to try to justify it, make excuses, give the benefit of the doubt because you don't want it to be true, you don't want to throw away everything you've built up to that point. But Cancer, look at the gift the universe has just given you. It showed you the truth before it was too late, before you married that person, before you signed a partnership agreement, before you invested all your resources. before you moved or made drastic changes in your life because of that situation. It gave you the opportunity to leave while the consequences are still small, while you can still recover without devastating trauma. Because if that disturbing truth had only been revealed after you had completely committed yourself, the damage would have been immensely greater. You would have lost years of your life, wasted precious resources, suffered trauma that would take a long time to heal. But the universe loves you too much to let that happen, so it orchestrates situations where the mask falls, where the true face is revealed, where you can see who or what is really in front of you. Yes, it hurts. It hurts to discover you were wrong about something. It hurts to realize you were deceived or misled. It hurts to let go of something you once loved. But it's a necessary pain. A pain that saves you from much worse suffering. It's like pulling out a tooth that's causing an infection. It hurts in the moment, but it prevents the infection from spreading and destroying everything. So when these disturbing revelations come to you, don't try to ignore them, don't try to minimize them, don't try to turn a blind eye. Thank the universe for showing you the truth in time. Mourn the end of that illusion, but have the courage to leave that situation. Because the universe closed that door for good reason, and on the other side there is only suffering and disappointment. And trust that someone or something genuine is waiting for you. Somewhere where you won't need to discover disturbing truths, because there will be no lies to be revealed. Sign 9. You feel stuck and unable to move forward even after trying everything. We've reached the 9th and final sign, and this is the most powerful because it encompasses all the others. Cancer, you are stuck. You try everything to move in a certain direction, you strive, you fight, you expend all your energy, but you simply can't get anywhere. It's as if you're running on a treadmill, expending energy, sweating, getting tired, but remaining exactly at the same point. You want to change jobs, but no opportunities appear. You want to start a business, but the resources are never enough. You want a relationship, but the right people don't show up. You want to make a change, but the obstacles are insurmountable. And you are exhausted, tired of trying, frustrated because it seems like nothing works, questioning if you are cursed, if there is something wrong with you, if you will forever be stuck in this suffocating situation. You look at other people and it seems that everything flows easily for them, that they manage to achieve their goals without so much effort, and you don't understand why everything is so difficult for you, why you need to fight so hard and still can't move forward. But Cancer, this feeling of being trapped, this inability to move forward even after trying everything, is not a punishment. It's the greatest protection the universe can give you right now. What's happening is that you're trying to move in the wrong direction, towards a place that isn't yours, towards a situation that would destroy you. And the universe, seeing that you're determined to go there, can't convince you with subtle signs, so it does the only thing it can. It paralyzes you, it holds you where you are until you stop forcing it and start listening. Because sometimes the greatest blessing isn't getting what you want, but being prevented from getting what would destroy you. This place where you are now, this suffocating situation you so desperately want to escape, may not be ideal, but it's safe. It's where you need to be right now while the universe prepares the true path for you. And while you're stuck there, frustrated and tired, gigantic changes are happening behind the scenes of your life. The universe is removing toxic people from your path, opening doors that aren't yet visible to you, preparing divine encounters, and aligning the perfect timing for everything to fall into place. But if it released you now, if it allowed you to move forward before the right moment, you would arrive at the right place but at the wrong time, or you would arrive before the dangerous obstacles were removed, or you would move forward before you were truly ready and fail. So it holds you back, keeps you where you are, not out of cruelty but out of love. And I know it's desperate, I know you want to scream in frustration, I know you're tired of waiting, but I need you to trust, to believe that this moment of being stuck is temporary, that it's part of a bigger plan. Because when the right time comes, when everything is aligned, when you are truly ready, the doors won't just open, they will swing wide open. What was once impossible will become easy. What once exhausted you will flow naturally, opportunities will appear one after another, the right people will magically appear, and you will advance so quickly that it will seem like you are making up for all the time you were standing still. And at that moment, looking back, you will perfectly understand why you needed to be stuck before. You will be grateful for every door that was closed. You will recognize that the universe protected you from paths that seemed good but were traps, and prepared you for the true path, which is infinitely better than anything you could force. So Cancerian, stop fighting this moment of being stuck. Stop blaming yourself. Stop thinking you are doing something wrong. You are not stuck as punishment. You are being protected. You are being prepared. You are being kept for something magnificent that the universe is weaving for you at this very moment. So my dear Cancerian, we've reached the end of this video, but the beginning of a new way for you to see the obstacles in your life. I've brought you these 9 signs that reveal when the universe is closing doors not to harm you, but to protect you. Every rejection you received, every plan that crumbled, every person who distanced themselves, every financial obstacle, every intuition that alerted you, every disturbing truth that was revealed, every moment you felt trapped and unable to move forward. All of this was the universe working behind the scenes of your life, shielding you from situations that would compromise your peace, your emotional health, your future. Because you, born under the sign of Cancer, carry a special light, a capacity to love deeply, to genuinely care, to feel intensely. And the universe knows that this light cannot be wasted on those who don't deserve it, cannot be extinguished by toxic environments, cannot be suffocated by wrong paths. So it closes doors, it creates obstacles, it paralyzes you when necessary, all to ensure that you arrive where you truly need to arrive, whole, protected, and prepared. And now I want you to do something for me and for yourself. I want you to look back at all those doors that were closed in your life, at all those situations that didn't work out and that hurt you deeply at the time. And I want you to honestly acknowledge that many of those closed doors saved you from situations that you now understand would have been terrible for you. How many times have you discovered later that the person who rejected you was toxic, that the job that didn't work out was about to fail, that the relationship that ended saved you from someone who would have brought you harm, that the investment that didn't materialize was a fraud? The universe protected you from all of that. And it continues to protect you now, at this moment, closing doors that would lead you to suffering that you cannot yet see. So the next time a door closes, take a deep breath and say, "Thank you, universe, for protecting me. I trust that something better is coming." And keep walking, keep trusting, because the best things in your life haven't arrived yet. They are being carefully prepared while you wait. Now I want to know from you, which of these 9 signs impacted you the most? Which one are you experiencing now? Comment below, let's talk. Let's create a support network among Cancerians who are going through this. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell. Because every week I bring content like this to help you understand the spiritual and astrological movements that are influencing your life. And if these messages have touched your heart, if you feel you want to support this work so that more people receive this type of content, consider becoming a channel member. Your contribution, however small, makes all the difference and allows me to continue dedicating my time and energy to bringing these messages to you. Thank you so much for staying until the end. May the universe bless your journey, continue to protect and guide you, and may all the right doors open for you at the perfect time. A kiss to your heart. See you in the next video.